Greetings, Japan fans. In today's show, we're going to talk about charisma for leaders. Maishu, arigatou gozaimasu, and welcome back to the 7th year of the Leadership Japan series. I'm your host in Tokyo, Dr. Greg Story, your corporate coaching and training guy committed to your success, president of Dale, Cutting Your Train Japan, and best-selling author. Japan Sales Mastery and Japan Business Mastery, and my new book, Japan Presentations Mastery, will be ready in 2021. We are broadcasting around the world from Inatu-ku in the center of Tokyo, the leadership capital of Japan. Now, this podcast brings insights, examples, and experience about leading in Japan. Trust me, it is different here. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with family, friends, and colleagues. We are not being supported by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn. Unlike many other hosting organizations, Libsyn have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here is our daily podcast lineup on iTunes. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. Tuesday, the Presentation Japan series. Every second Tuesday, the Business Touches in no Share Show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan series. Every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcasto. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show. Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. Before we get going, today's handy Japanese phrase is chotto. Chotto. Now, chotto is interesting. Please wait a moment. Chotto mate kudasai. Please wait a moment. Would you like a little bit more to eat? Chotto. Chotto gurai desu. A little bit more is fine. But we can also use it when we want to decline something in a very indirect, subtle, typically Japanese style. So if someone says, shall we go and have, Italian for lunch or something? And you're not really keen on it. You just had Italian already, the night before or something. You say, well, chotto. You just say chotto. It just means not a little. It just means, well, if I said to you in English, do you want to go and have Italian for lunch? And you went, well, the tone of your voice would tell me you're not keen on Italian, right? We're going to go and have Chinese or something. So it's the same for Japanese, that chotto. Should we have Italian for lunch? Chotto. Yeah, no, I don't want to have Italian. Very subtle way of saying that. This is episode number 391. Today we are talking about, is Japanese leader charisma the same as Western charisma? I met the owner of a successful business recently. He had bought the company 20 years ago and then pivoted to a new and more successful direction. So successful that he employs over 230 staff and was recently listed on the local stock exchange. It was a business meeting to discuss collaboration, and I was expecting an entrepreneurial leader, charismatic and personally powerful. Why was that my expectation? Being raised in Australia, that is what successful entrepreneurs in the West are like. So I expected a Japanese equivalent. He was totally different to what I expected. He had no personal power at all, from what I could see. One reason may be that we were speaking in Japanese. It is a subtle, circular language that masks and obfuscates like few others. He had 2 senior staff members with him, his direct reports, and they were rather underwhelming. It got me thinking about, what does it take in Japan to become a successful leader? Here were 3 of them in front of me, and I wouldn't have crossed the road to meet any of them. Position rather than personal power counts for a lot in Japan. You meet a lot of people here with big titles and pretty much no personal firepower. That is not to say there aren't charismatic, powerful leaders here. Mr. Nambu, who founded the massive Persona organization, is a very charismatic person who has tons of personal power. He has nearly 20,000 employees spread across his 67 subsidiaries and 11 affiliates. I know him personally, and he is very good at dealing with people both high and low. He started the company while he was still at university, so he is a rare bird in Japan to take a startup to serious stardom and himself to billionaire status. What is the difference between some of the successful Japanese I have met and the nobodies leading many firms? When we teach leadership, we make a point of differentiating it from management. Managers make sure the processes are running on time, cost, and at the required quality. Leaders do all of that, plus they set the direction and build the people. By this definition, most Japanese leaders we meet in business would be classified as managers. Japan is a country of detail, long-term planning, caution, and perseverance. You can go a long way on the back of that line up, and many do. Find out more when we come back from the break. Today's show is brought to you by our public courses, but we also do custom in-house programs. We do them in our super safe classroom. We do them live online. We do them in Japanese. We do them in English. Now, today's show is sponsored by, on the 18th of January, The Secrets of How to Make Human Relationships and Public Speaking. On the 22nd of January, Professional Leadership Series. We're looking at how to lead, not just manage. Also on the 22nd of January, we're looking at managing stress. Now, our website has more details on those courses. You can go to enjapan.dalecarnegie.com. You can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. And if you like learning by watching videos, we've got over 1,000 for you there at Japan Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. Remember, we're releasing 3 TV shows every week on YouTube. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, that's the premier business show in Japan, comes out every Monday. Fridays, we have the Japan Business Mastery Show. Saturdays, we release Japan's top business interviews, while I interview leaders from SMEs all the way up to the corporate captains of industry on the one topic, leading in Japan. Every second Thursday, we release the Business Pro TV show. Don't forget, get my books, Japan Sales Mastery, that's the Bible for selling in Japan, and the Japan Business Mastery Show, both available on Amazon. And my new book, Japan Presentations Mastery, which will be ready in 2021. Welcome back. My new acquaintance is a manager, I would say. I'm guessing that he fell into the business he is in rather than it being the product of strategic planning. What a contrast with Jordan Wang. Jordan is a Dale Carnegie franchisee in Sydney and took the business over 2 years from basically nothing, growing it very quickly to a substantial size. I was attending his talk to the Franchisee Association on how he runs his business. His planning frameworks were very sophisticated. Because they started with basically nothing, he said, he had to come up with a roadmap. He spent some serious time studying the various frameworks out there and then adjusted them to his reality. Over the next 2 years, he shaped and crafted those frameworks into a formidable machine to help run his business. One of the very experienced and successful American franchisees commented that, "I am feeling less smart after listening to Jordan." I know exactly what he means, because I too was blown away by Jordan regarding his thinking energy and that word, charisma. In Japan, trust is a key requirement for retaining staff, gaining clients, and remaining successful. This is the same everywhere, but somehow Japan just brings a much greater intensity to the word. If you can gain trust with others, you can build a business here. Over time, you can build it. If you happen to have chosen a niche or a sector that is growing and profitable. Being high on trust and low on charisma is no impediment to success here in Japan. So, when you meet a Japanese leader and they are a fizzer in the charisma stakes, don't necessarily write them off. Look at their numbers, particularly staff numbers, as an indicator of how much credence you should attach to them. In my experience, few Japanese excel individually, but put them together in a group and they are most formidable. To keep the group together, their leaders need to have been able to build the trust. The other question you need to ask is, have they been able to sustain this over decades? If they have, then you may have a business partner in front of you, even if they seem grey, dull, and boring. Thank you for joining the Leadership Japan series. If you found the program useful, then tell your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. Contact me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. At our website, you can find out more details about our courses, enjapan.dalecarnegie.com. Until the next episode, take what you thought valuable, put it into action, because idea application is what makes winners winners. So be one of them. Remember, I'm your corporate coaching and training guy, committed to your success here in Nippon.